Game week 6 FPL wildcard team. Let's get right into it. Guys, also, you know the drill. Like and subscribe. I want to hit 1k before the end of the season. Let's keep running it up. We're only like 800 and something away. Actually 700 and something. Sorry, I'm shit at maths. But yeah, enough of my rambling. Let's get straight into this team. Before I talk about anything else, I'm just going to throw the bench out there right now. It's the most boring part of it. I've just got a 4 mil goalkeeper on the bench. I've got 2 4 million defenders that start for their teams currently right now. And I've got Winks just as a cheap midfielder who also plays for his team. These guys are probably never going to be used ever. But there will come a time when one of your players for some reason doesn't play. And it's nice to get those extra 2 points coming off the bench. And we've all had that one moment where you've got your 4 million defender. He's just sat on the bench with like a 12 pointer. And you never know. The time he gets a 12 pointer, a 15 pointer, he could come into your team. So yeah, better safe than sorry with that one, guys. Now, the goalkeeper, we are going to be choosing Flecken, right? Flecken has kind of been disappointing so far this season. But last season, Pickford in the first 7 game weeks blanked in every single game week. And right after I sold him, he ended up going on the maddest clean sheet streak. Okay, so I think things will pick up for Flecken because the fixtures do get quite good. And we know Flecken can get his save points. So we're going to keep Flecken in the team for now. I think he is still the best 4.5 goalkeeper. Now, I do understand if people want to go for Raya, but you guys will understand why we're not going for Raya in just a little second. Because in the defence, guys, we are running up double Arsenal defence. Yes, we really are doing it. Playing home to Leicester, playing home to Southampton, then playing away to Bournemouth. 3 guaranteed clean sheets. I can't jinx us, guys, because they're guaranteed to not concede a goal. It's just going to happen. So yeah, that's very healthy in the defence, costing 6.1 and 6 mil respectively. I've gone with Saliba and Gabriel because they are the most nailed on of the Arsenal defenders. Even Ben White, who's costing 6.5 mil, ended up being on the bench for the first half of last game. So even he's not that reliable for the extra price. So we're getting in Gabriel and Saliba. Even though Gabriel did score in the last 2 game weeks, don't expect him to score in the next 10, guys. I'm going to be honest. These guys are here for the clean sheet security. Next to them, we've got another 6 million defender in Gvardiol, who's been a bit disappointing recently as well, I'm going to admit. But he does have a lot of good fixtures coming up. In fact, those fixtures, excellence, mate. Right, after that Newcastle game, which isn't even the hardest because Newcastle are quite inconsistent, you've got just greens. So many easy games. And guys, he's getting the expected goal involvements, sort of. I mean, not as much as towards the end of last season, but he is getting them. The goal involvements are going to come. So yeah, keep Gvardiol in your teams. If you guys would prefer Rico Lewis, I think he's a little less secure. You can go for Rico Lewis, save some money. Gvardiol being worth it for the extra, 1.2, 1.3, I'm not too sure. I think is worth it. Some of you may disagree, which is completely fine. It's a 50-50 choice, but this draft's value is only 99.8 million, I believe, unless anyone's gone up since I've been recording this on Tuesday. So I think it's going to be pretty solid for anyone to get, unless you've had an absolutely abysmal start to this season. Then you can probably even downgrade to a 5.5 City defender. Like, I still prefer someone like Akanji over Rico Lewis because he's starting every game and playing every 490. With Rico Lewis, if you've got an easy game like a clean sheet coming up, and he gets benched for it, it's just going to be a massive kick in the balls. But, you know, if you go down to Rico Lewis, you can upgrade the bench. You can turn a 4 million defender into a 4.5 or a 5 million defender. So, yeah, it's kind of a bit more flexible in the defence with Gvardiol. I just prefer Gvardiol because I feel like he's going to turn up real soon. In midfield, guys, first one we're going to talk about is Saka. So, while we have Saka, we're not going to be having Salah, guys. Salah is a great player, but he is just I think Luis Diaz, for 5 million cheaper, can do almost just as good of a job as Salah. I don't think he's going to keep up with Salah in the long run, but he's going to be very close, and he becomes another captaincy option because every time he's got points, I'm pretty sure he's gone over 10, he's gone into double digits. So yeah, Luis Diaz really good there, but we'll talk about him in a second. Right now, Bukayo Saka, I don't think he's blanked yet. I'm pretty sure he hasn't blanked. I haven't owned him, and he's played quite a few tough games. We know Arsenal had some tough games at the beginning of the season. Now they're getting good. Just imagine what Saka can do in these next few game weeks. Playing home to Leicester is a very valid captaincy option. Obviously, it's scary to go without Haaland. Haaland playing away to Newcastle could be a decent haul, but Saka playing to Leicester could also be quite good. So yeah, If I was wildcarding this week and I had Saka, I'd give him the captain's armband because, you know, just because I do like taking a differential captain where possible, and I do think while Haaland's playing away to Newcastle, I think Saka could do a decent job and get more than 10 points. Back to Luis Diaz. Like I said, 4 or 5 million cheaper than Salah and can probably do just as good as a job. So he can sort of cover it. I mean, he's not going to be Salah, but right now he is being more than Salah. So with the data we have at hand, and we have enough over the first 5 game weeks, Luis Diaz is the guy to get in instead of Salah. Although, to be honest, I still can't get Luis Diaz, so I hope everybody sells him. But let's be honest, that's not going to happen. We've got some big dogs in the midfield. So the next two, we're going to be talking about Morgan Rogers first, only 5.2 million, starting in a team which will be pushing for Champions League football. That's always a great bargain. And everyone is talking about how good Morgan Rogers is, so it's not like he's going to get benched. He's playing pretty much the full 90 minutes almost every game week. And he just started getting the returns, guys. Game week 5 was his first return, although it was long overdue. He got 2 assists in 1 game, 10 points, which is huge. And I do think a goal is coming his way soon as well. It's not like he can only get assists because he's had a couple of big chances. You know, he's not been putting them away. And I'm sure he will eventually. So yeah, guys, 5.2 million for Morgan Rogers on a wild card is pretty much a no-brainer. Thankfully, I've got him in my team. In fact, my team looks like a lot of wildcard 6 teams, you know, because I'm a great planner. But, you know, I'm going to stay humble for this video. Don't worry, you know, we're not here to talk about me. Final midfielder, we've got another player I wish I had in my team, which is Mbeumo. Now, Mbeumo, however you want to say it, now Wissa is going to be getting those expected goals. While Wissa was in the team, Mbeumo wasn't getting many expected goals. He was still scoring, to be fair to him, but he wasn't getting many. Now he's going to be playing striker by himself, or with, Lewis Potter or Kevin Shade, however you say their names. He is going to be hogging the expected goals now, and he is on penalties. So, with the great fixture run coming up, and the fact it's only 7.2 mil, I think this is one more of those no-brainers for your wildcard 6 teams, guys. Honestly, it feels like whenever Mbeumo is high-owned, he just never blanks, which really pisses me off, because I almost never own him. It's really frustrating. I'm priced out by 0.1 mil. Instead of like selling Eze, I just have to hold him, which kind of sucks. But yeah, it is what it is, guys. So yeah, overall looking at the team, guys, it looks very solid. Overall, very balanced. We're not going to need to touch our bench or rotate players because we've got so many solid, reliable starters in the team. And we haven't spent too much money yet. So in the front 3, you already know what's coming up. We've got Erling Haaland, who is currently averaging 2 goals per game, which is insane, you know. Do I think he's going to keep it up? No. If he does keep this up, he will end on 76 goals by the end of the Premier League season, which, let's be honest, guys, it just isn't going to happen. But he could probably end up near like 50, which is insane to think about. I don't think anyone, obviously no one's ever done that in the Premier League. What am I talking about? So yeah, Erling Haaland is one of those players who is a must-own, even at 15.3 mil. The scary thing is, like, how much is he going to cost next season? Like, will you still buy him when he costs 16 mil? I don't know. It's really weird to think about. Maybe let's just all hope Manchester City get a 60-point deduction or something like that, because I can't be asked them. I cannot be asked to keep seeing them win. But yeah, Haaland there, another captaincy option. It's between him and Saka. I do think Haaland is the safer option, but Saka is definitely a very good option for you guys. Either side of Haaland. We're going to talk about Watkins first. Watkins playing Ipswich away a good few 3 or 4 fixtures before they get a little tough. You've still got time to own him. He's got 3 goals in the last 2 games, and I don't think he's going to stop, because even as it stands, he is still underperforming his expected goals across the entire season, because at the beginning he wasn't scoring many, and that was just because he had not bad luck, he was just being a bit shit. But now he's on his game. He's on the top of his form, so he's going to be a player you want to own. Besides, his ownership is also going up very high, so when he returns and gets, you know, an inevitable brace, 2-3 braces in the next 4 games, it's going to suck for you when you don't own him. So yeah, guys, make sure you're getting on Ollie Watkins. If you still sat around here with Isak, then I just don't know what to tell you, mate. And finally, the final player in my team, my FPL hero this season, is Chris Wood. Guys, Chris Wood has had a couple easy games and a couple tough games, but he's proven he can score in the tough games. Playing away to Brighton is not easy, and he still managed to bag a nice goal. Fair enough, it was a penalty, but it was a nice penalty. And that's another big reason to own Chris Wood, guys. Since when did Chris Wood have penalties over Morgan Gibbs-White? Don't get me wrong. I am not complaining. I'm insanely happy about this. I think Gibbs-White is just very nice and decided to give him the penalties. So yeah, big shout out to Morgan Gibbs-White for that one. Got me a few extra points. made my red arrow slightly smaller last game week. So yeah guys, this is the entire team. Like I said, the defense is slightly flexible. It's costing 99.8 million, I think, right now for this squad, which is pretty cheap. Anyone should be able to afford it unless they are the worst FPL manager of all time. There is a player I'm really sad I couldn't fit into this team, and that is James Maddison. I think he's got the second highest expected goal involvements this season, maybe third, just behind Salah. He's doing very well. I mean, last season, towards the end of it especially, he wasn't getting any expected goals or any expected assists, but he's, over the past 5 game weeks, he has been getting loads. So if you guys are a fan of James Maddison, you could maybe find a way to adjust a bit to trade either Mbumo for Luis Diaz for him. But Mbumo and Luis Diaz are really good options as well, so it's quite tough. Apart from that, I'm not too sad about missing anyone else. I mean, I really like Semenyo, and you could get a Semenyo in for 2 game weeks before you sell him, because Semenyo is probably going to return in the next 2 game weeks. But the problem is, it's a player you're going to have to sell. And with a wild card, you kind of like to set yourself up, you know, save your transfers for a few game weeks to build up the free transfers. But yeah, guys, Semenyo and Maddison, if you want to fit them in your wild card teams, I give you my blessing. Feel free to do it. But try to keep it similar to this, because this team here is very nice. Players like Eze and Bruno, while their expected goal involvements are so high, if you care about your mental health, don't bring in Eze and Bruno, because they will just kill you. They're going to get easy chance after easy chance, and they're just going to miss them, and then they're going to give their teammates easy chance after easy chance, and they're going to miss them. So yeah, if you like yourself and you don't want to, you know, hurt yourself, don't get in Eze and Bruno, guys. Please, you know, just stay away from them. Anyway, thank you all for watching this video. Let me know what you think of the Wildcard 6 team. As always, if you did make it this far, you are greatly appreciated. You are a hero. And yeah, guys, I will see you in the next video.